Stage 2. How do you feel? As your virtue increases, your sensitivity to the Spirit will also increase. You will be able to discern the adversary more easily. Not too long ago, I undertook a long water fast, which lasted 11 days. It was the first time I'd ever done any water fasting beyond 36 hours. Honestly, I didn't know if I could do it. What if I get sick? I did some research before beginning, and most websites advised using different supplements and strategies. The Lord personally instructed me to do this fast and said to only drink water. It was certainly a leap of faith for me. When the fast was finished, I had learned many valuable lessons and benefited both physically and spiritually. One thing I noticed was how my sensitivity to what I ate and what I looked at became more acute. As I broke my fast, I ate small portions of chicken broth the first day. It was the most delicious soup I had ever had, although I might have found it unpalatable just 2 weeks before. I had become very sensitive to my sense of taste. I also noticed that my desire for sugar decreased. A few days after breaking my fast, I ate something that had a small amount of sugar in it, and I could easily taste its pungent flavor in the food. It didn't taste good to me because I was far more sensitive. Spiritually, I noticed during the fast that I was very sensitive to spiritual promptings. I was more emotionally in tune to things around me. Although I hardly had the energy to do my normal routine, I was often lost in my thoughts, and my mind was focused upon virtuous things. It was a wonderful experience, and I would have continued another week, but the Lord said it was enough for now. Next year I will attempt to double it to 20 days. I know fasting this length of time seems unhealthy, but you would be surprised. Things are not always as you think, and what the world teaches us as factual is often false. I trusted in the Lord, and my prayers were answered. How can fasting help you? First, you would need to pray and ask the Lord what He would have you do. Just follow your gut at this point. Remember, fasting comes in various kinds. A fast is beneficial in any area where your senses are dulled or overloaded. This can be with food, media, criticism, or self and or others, excessive sleep, selfishness. The list is endless, and the Spirit can help you know what to fast from. In stage 1, you made a long list and analysis of where you are on the platform of your spiritual beginnings. Perhaps a fast from certain things or environments that prevent you from having virtue would be a good place to start. As you clean away the temptation and practice temperance, you will be given added strength and sensitivity toward opening your spiritual self. Exercises. Take a day to write how you felt with each daily encounter. Carry a notebook with you everywhere you go. When you spoke to someone or went somewhere, how did you feel both physically and spiritually? Could it be discerned visually, or was it just a feeling? Was it darkness or light? The subjects we ponder the most influence our thoughts and actions. Go for a walk alone. What kind of thoughts come to your mind? How do you feel? Go into your closet or private place and sit down comfortably on the ground. Begin a prayer using the 4-step prayer, and then allow yourself to ponder. How long can you go before virtue is intruded by an inappropriate thought? If it is almost immediately interrupted, continue to pray through it until virtue returns and see how long you can go. Like an out-of-shape runner trying to build up the stamina to run long distance, you may need to jog and walk for a while before you can run. Remember, you cannot have a fullness of the gifts of the Spirit unless you are clean. Work at this until you can go a full hour without any unvirtuous thought entering your mind. If you resist the adversary in the Lord's name, you will be strengthened. Go by yourself to the local shopping mall. As you walk past the stores and people, how do you feel? What thoughts crossed your mind? Crowded places are usually a hotbed for the adversary. Can you sense a change in your thoughts? Do you feel uncomfortable at times and even repulsed? If you do not feel anything, you may need to increase the virtue in yourself. Someone who has the light of Christ in them abundantly will sense the adversary. Be repulsed by the wickedness, yet feel compassion and love toward each person. Your light within you will feel palpable among all the darkness. People will sense it as you are near them. I'm not writing this to inspire a sense of self-importance, but to help you see what it means to be a servant of the Lord. You are His servant and a healer to the world. Let your light so shine. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Try a long-term water fast. Each person experiences this different. If you have problems with blood sugar or other serious health issues, be careful how or whether to do this. When you are alone, try this. Make a list of a wide variety of words, some provocative, words such as child, old man, woman, Italy, United States, grocery store, temple, mountain, field, government, pornography, flowers, candy, clouds, etc. Then you speak a word out loud. What is the follow-up thought in your mind? Is it possible to have a virtuous thought when you speak the word pornography? Can you train your mind to replace ugly with virtue? What if the word pornography brought to mind a young woman saved from sex slavery, her desperate eyes thanking the Lord as he mercifully bestows the power of healing in her behalf? Remember, the Lord spent much time amongst the sinners when he was the man of Galilee. He spoke to harlots in the disrepute, and virtue followed him. See if you can train your mind to associate virtuous imagery and thoughts with every word, a good exercise. Picture challenge. Faces, places, colors, etc. Try the above exercise with picture imagery. Don't include anything unvirtuous. Include faces that are angry or places that you do not like. Perhaps organizations that you hate, political terrorists, historical villains. How can you see them with virtue? Proactively look for people you can serve and help, whether they be family, neighbors, or even strangers. Never ever judge them by their circumstances. Think kind thoughts about drivers on the road, the panhandler, the ornery store clerk. Pray for all of them. Be their advocate to the Father, meaning pray for mercy on their behalf. Provide charitable assistance if you can, always seeking the Lord's confirmation in prayer. If you don't feel you are good at discerning revelation yet, just do your best. As the virtue in your life increases and you can feel the difference between the light and darkness, your ability to discern and grow in the Spirit will increase exponentially. Don't be discouraged if you slip, make a mistake, or have unvirtuous thoughts return. Living in mortality requires us to contend with the flesh. If men come unto me, I will show unto them their weakness. I give unto men weakness, that they may be humble, and my grace is sufficient for all men that humble themselves before me. For if they humble themselves before me and have faith in me, then will I make weak things become strong unto them. Ether 12:27. Our weakness is the flesh of our physical bodies. If we humble ourselves and lean on the Lord for help, have faith in him, the Lord will strengthen you. With increased virtue filling your soul with light in the Lord's Spirit, you are ready to see the gifts of the Spirit grow inside you to a greater degree.